What's up, guys? In today's video, I want to rant about when you take a successful coach from a smaller conference and place him into a higher level of competition on every level, and it's just not a good fit for the coach at the school or the fan base. And by the thumbnail of this video, I'm talking about SCOTT Satterfield at Louisville. As some of you might know, I am a huge Louisville Cardinal fan, and it's obvious that the SCOTT Satterfield era is coming to a close here at Louisville, with a record currently that sits at 2-3, with wins over UCF and an absolutely terrible South Florida team. Everything that the coaching staff had been hyping up with the defense and the progress of the 6th-year starter at QB Malik Cunningham was lost after the first game of the season, the game the team had all summer to prepare for, the loss to Syracuse, 31-7. And if anybody watched that game, the team looked uninspired and highly dysfunctional from the kickoff. And in year 4 at the helm, all confidence in SCOTT Satterfield was lost from the fan base perspective. In year 4, looking back, you should be able to point at areas of improvement from the overall record and what you see on the field, and in neither is happening. Scott's record at Louisville overall is currently 20-22. The team has shown very minimal improvement over the years since year 1, which was his best at 8-5. Since then, he has went 4-7, 6-7, and like I said, are currently sitting at 2-3, with the meat of the schedule still to come, with one more possible win on the schedule in James Madison, and even I'm not confident in that, as they have looked very good in their first season in FBS. And to be a bad fan, I can guarantee losses to Pitt, Wake, Clemson, North Carolina State, and our rival Kentucky, who has completely embarrassed Scott since he has arrived and doesn't sit very well with any fan base, losing in that fashion he has to your rival. So that would leave Louisville with a record of 3-8 and 3 losing seasons in a row. A change will need to be made, with conference realignment going on will not help Satterfield's chances either of returning, even with the recruiting class that currently sits at number 19 in the nation, which I fully expect to lose some recruits once the change is made. At App State, Satterfield was the hottest coach available when Bobby Petrino was fired in 2018. He never lost more than 5 games in his 5 years as head coach of that program. And App State was and still is a school on the rise. That just goes to show that a football program can maintain the momentum after a head coach leaves. And after Scott's first year, the program seemed to have made the right hire and was building momentum, and it was obvious on the field. But once the reports came out that Scott had interviewed with South Carolina after year 1, and at first he denied it and then backtracked and said he had a change of heart and wanted to stay, that stained his reputation with the fan base, and that is not something a football head coach needs to do with our history with football coaches here at Louisville. Speaking for myself, and I'm sure a lot of the fan base was ready to move on from Satterfield after year 1, but we've stuck with him after bad loss after bad loss, and in year 4 so far, there's absolutely no noticeable improvement on either side of the ball. Satterfield had the chance to make staff changes to help, but like his play calling, stretch right, stretch left, 70% of the time, with a QB who has actually regressed as a passer but maintains to be a good athlete, which is won us some games. But our QB being just a good athlete has actually lost a lot of games for the team. In year 4, there should be obvious signs of the program heading in the right direction, and it's just not happening. Other teams knows his play calling patterns, so they don't really need to do much prep work, and they know what they're going to get when facing his defense, which is 8 to 10 yards of cushion outside, or they could just run past our defenders with little resistance. The same thing we've seen since year 1, and this is obvious from Satterfield's record here at Louisville. So that is all for the video. I just wanted to make this video, get this frustration at the current state of the Louisville program out. And while Scott seems like a stand-up guy, I don't think he's a good fit for an inner-city university nor a Power 5 school here at Louisville. So what are your all's frustrations with your all's teams? Let me know down below. Thanks for watching, guys.